Hello, you bunch of melts, and hopefully you can see me okay. My sight's that bad, I'm struggling to see what the focus is like and the lighting's like on the wee side camera there, the wee side screen. And I'm obviously not my usual setup. I'm just back from competing on ACDC Invitational for the first time, and I was having something to eat and a wee brewski, which I'm not underprepared for. I didn't have a line for it, and I had quite a lot of kind of things going through my head, and I kind of pointed that I wanted to come and speak to you guys specifically about it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just get the camera set up and let's just give you some raw, unfiltered opinions on 10:30 on a Saturday night. So anyway, for those of you that don't know Jiu-Jitsu, which is quite a lot of you, ACDC is like a federation event thing, company, whatever, and I fought in there for the first time and won my match on a super fight. So happy days, still undefeated, still not lost a match yet since I've been doing it, and obviously as mostly people that are following me don't really follow me for jiu-jitsu stuff, and I don't really mention it too much other than just when I'm competing and stuff like that. But I don't know if this goes without saying, because I've never really explicitly stated it as clear as this, but I maybe have mentioned it a couple of times. But for all you guys that follow me for gym help and coaching and all that type of thing, I do hope you realise that what I'm doing with jiu-jitsu is just a metaphor for what you need to be doing with the gym, in terms of how you improve and get success at it. Like, obviously it's two different sports, but the process in terms of learning and developing and working on your weaknesses and keeping your strength strong and turning up and being committed and giving a high amount of effort and working with a coach who you trust and you learn from and they guide you through it and just working up the levels. It's the exact same as a gym. It's just a different sport, and I will one day kind of go into a little bit more detail as to why I've kind of pivoted in the last year or so from kind of gym training to focusing on jiu-jitsu and starting competing and all that type of thing. But that's a slightly different video. But again, for you guys that have got not fucking clue about jiu-jitsu, again, what I'm doing with it, and I'll probably will start to kind of show off a little bit more of my journey now and just show a bit more behind the scenes things. But again, it's exactly what you guys need to be doing in the gym. Like, again, what I'm doing here, and I'm starting from scratch. Obviously, I've kind of had a base with doing judo and stuff like that. But again, I'm just starting at the bottom and working my way up the levels and improving and getting more success. And that's essentially what you guys should be doing and striving to do with the gym. And I can only assume that is what you're trying to do. Now, the point I want to make, and I bet you thought I was lagging out there. Obviously, since I've started competing just before the turn of the year there, and obviously kind of quite taking it semi-seriously this year, and I've competed a lot. I've had 40 odd matches since my first tournament in November. Still not lost one of them yet. So it's all going well, and it's obviously all great and hunky-dory and feeling good and getting all the plaudits and really motivated to train most of the time. And it's more of a pleasure than a chore. But as I continue to go on and obviously continue to work up the levels and fight better guys and do harder matches, and it will get to the point where obviously I do get beat, like any athlete in any sport eventually gets beat, and I might even get to a level, which happens when you get right to the kind of top high levels, that you're almost winning as much as you're losing a lot of the time, and you are trading wins and losses pretty regularly, and I might get to that point. I don't know. Obviously I would like to win a lot more than I lose, but that's just the nature of sport. But the real point I want to try and get over to you is because I think sometimes on the outside, and I'm not saying that anybody's particularly said this to me, but I just kind of know when I see other people and thoughts that go through my head, and how it's so massively easy to stay motivated and committed when things are going your way. And take it from a gym point of view, I absolutely know that when you are training and you're seeing the numbers go up every week and you're seeing physique changes constantly and you're feeling good and you're getting compliments and probably smashing a few more birds, and again, everything's just going your way and you feel on top of the world and you feel fucking brilliant, and that's great. And it's almost like you get to a point where you're having to get dragged out of the gym because you're just loving it that much. But the same thing has to happen when things aren't going your way, and there is going to be ups and downs in your journey, and the downs are going to be shite where you feel like you're just treading water in the gym and you're maybe lucky if you add on a rep a week and you know the scale's barely moving and you think you look the same and you just overall just get a bit sick and fed up and life maybe getting in the way, making your training more difficult, and it's so easy to sack it off. And unfortunately I think that's what a lot of people's default reaction is, where they go all guns blazing when things are going well, and when things are not going well, they sack it off. And I've even had it with clients as well, and people who are like what I would call pretty committed to training at a pretty decent level of training, where you know one bad week can almost set them off, and they'll like start saying like, you know, I'm starting to think what's the point, and this is like crap, and I'm not getting anywhere. And again, it's almost like as soon as it turns, that's where their mindset goes. And obviously they've got me at the back of them to kind of bring them back around, but I know a lot of people don't have that. And again, I'm in the fortunate position that I'm giving you this message before I've actually got beat. But what I'm basically trying to say is when I do get beat, whenever that point is, I will absolutely promise you, and I will absolutely make it a point to show you that my commitment and effort and enthusiasm to a point, because obviously your enthusiasm is going to change, but I will promise that I'm not going to just be like, ah, fuck this is all shit, and just sack the whole thing off. And yeah, here I'm just going to just show you that's what you guys need to do as well. And again, I think sometimes it's quite easy to look at someone who's been successful and be like, oh, they've got it so easy, but I've really not. And obviously, whether you're looking at somebody from a sport perspective or a gym perspective who are fucking flying and you think they've got it easy, you don't actually see a lot of the work that they've done to like get the success. Like you don't see me driving like 7-8 hours a week round trips to get to training. Turning up early and doing extra conditioning and, you know, pushing myself in the gym and doing the extra running training and up the steps and all that type of thing. And I think that gets lost sometimes. And again, just focus on yourself and just focus on what you can do to just keep smashing it rather than just kind of focusing on other people. So anyway, fuck knows how much sense that actually made, but I just wanted to kind of give you that thoughts and opinions. I hope somebody's car is not getting burgled because I can hear that alarm there. I think it's a car alarm anyway, maybe a house. So anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that. All the stuff's in the description if you want to know anything. I should probably tell you the BMF program's launching back on the spaces are open on the 30th of August. Spaces close on the 6th of September, with the programme due to start on the 9th of September. Priority list is open, which will close on the 2nd of September, and that's where you can access the programme first and guarantee a space, because I'm limiting the spaces, and how you get it at the cheaper price of £99, which is a fucking bargain. And genuinely, if you see the results of the first one and you don't think it's worth £99, then you need to be asking questions of what the fuck is going on with your money and finances in life. Leave it at that. Catch you all soon.